I'm going to build my bed from scratch.
Except for the headboard, because I already have one. I found this super cheap while drifting, but I couldn't find a full bed frame I liked. And honestly, I'm not even mad about it because I love woodworking. I love building, and I'm hoping this turns out to be a fun project. This can't be that hard. Ugh. The challenge now is trying to match the rest of the bed to the headboard, so it doesn't look like I just threw a whole bunch of random wood together. My goal is to do this on a budget, ideally for less than the cost of a brand new bed. But between modifying the headboard and the cost of the wood, I don't know, it might be close. So will this project be worth it, or did I totally overcomplicate it and blow the budget? Ouch! Here's the plan. First, I gotta build a footboard, which I kinda wanted to match the headboard, which means I gotta attach legs on each side, add decorative trim, and then add cute little feet. The storage up here seemed like a good idea until you have to take stuff out of it. After I'm done building the footboard, I then have to add the rails, which is the long side pieces of the bed. I have to assemble it, hope that it fits, cut like 100 pieces of wood for the slats, and I have to do this middle part here for support. Oh, and I have to stain it, make it look pretty. So the footboard, I need a long board that is about this wide and this high. And it needs to be 3/4 of an inch thick so that it doesn't like warp, you know? And I bought this specifically to do that, but I don't really like the grain. This is also kind of pricey, so I think I'm gonna return it and use scrap wood. This is plywood, it's very pretty, but it's also like very flimsy. So I'm going to build a frame. Every time I start a project that I have to design from scratch, I like to sketch it out first. Like this bed, for example, it helps me visualize it and figure out all the right dimensions. Now, making a 3D drawing means that you have to know how to draw in perspective, which is something that I've been wanting to get better at because sometimes when I draw, it just looks a little wonky. And that's where Craftsy, which is today's sponsor, has been really helpful. Craftsy is your online resource for all things creative. They offer more than 2,000 classes in over 20 categories, like crochet, knitting, drawing, photography, cake decorating, and more. I've been taking Stephanie Bauer's class on sketching architecture to improve my drawing skills. And Tony, she's been taking classes on Craftsy too.
I recently got into crocheting, and I've been taking Amigurumi Design Your Own Monster class with Stacy Trock to level up my crochet skills. I'm really excited to be making my own patterns and getting more creative with my new favorite hobby.
The classes are taught by talented and friendly experts who walk you through each technique step by step. And they're always creating new classes to keep you coming back for more and help you stay inspired. So if you want to check out Craftsy, the first 1,000 of you who click the link in the description will get a full year of premium membership for just $1.49. Or you can scan the QR code on the screen. That's for new members only. Thank you, Craftsy, for sponsoring this video. And thank you, Tony, for my new mic holder. I put the frame together with pocket screws, but after I finished it, I noticed that it was starting to warp a little bit. So I decided to add a few small pieces of wood in the middle to keep it nice and straight. I just realized the vacuum isn't working. Why? I think my vacuum died. No wonder, there's like dust everywhere. The plan now is to cut this to the size of the frame. I'm gonna freehand this cut because this doesn't have to be perfect. The edges are gonna be covered by trim, so less work for me. I'm gonna glue the panel to this, but I'm also gonna nail it just so that I don't have to wait for the glue to dry to do anything with it. And another reason I wanna glue it is because I don't wanna put nails in the middle because I'm gonna stain the panel. Let's do something with this chunk of wood. This is a furniture leg. It's basically 4 1x4s glued together. And I could have done this myself, but it was not that expensive to buy it already done. Saved me some time, and I only need one because once I cut it in half, I just need like little legs, you know? But it's too thick. This is like a little over 3 inches. I need to cut it down to 2.5, which is what the headboard thickness, the side of the headboard is. The blade isn't tall enough for this, so I'm gonna have to do it in 2 passes. My camera decided to stop recording when I cut it, but I cut it successfully. So I just had to cut from the top and then flip it over, cut the bottom, and look, I got a free 1x4 out of it. I think the camera overheated. It is so hot in here. It is 95 degrees, but it feels like 110. If I look super sweaty, that's why it's so hot. So now I'm gonna attach it together with pocket screws. So the way this goes together is with the leg here and the trim here. To attach this board in the right place to the leg, I'm just gonna lay it on the trim, and that should be the right amount of spacing at the bottom, and it should line up. Perfect. Almost perfect. But it's good enough. Oops. There you go. Now it's starting to look like a footboard. Well, stands on its own. That's a good sign. Maybe the bed won't fall apart. I'm gonna do a quick sand just because it's easier to sand this part now before I start attaching stuff to it. I didn't think how I was gonna attach any of this. Like, I drew it and I'm like, this is what I want. And then I just started putting it together. I don't particularly have a plan. I mean, I do, but it's not very detailed. But it looks like I'm gonna need like 100 pocket screws. I was hoping for a more sunny day today. The footboard that I designed has a top piece and a bottom piece, and this is a 1x4 that I got, but it's a little too wide. I need it to be about 3 inches, so I'm gonna go ahead and rip it to size. I'm always self-conscious about how long it takes me to build something. When you're making something from scratch, especially when you're designing it yourself, you're kind of on your own. There's no IKEA furniture instructions, there's no pre-drill holes, there's no tutorials that cover every single step of what you're doing, since I decided to come up with my own ideas. So it usually means a lot of staring at the project, trying to solve the next step in my head. For example, how do I know the exact placement of this trim? How am I going to hold this in place so it doesn't shift while I screw in the pocket screws? Even after finding all the answers, I still don't catch all the potential problems. I have a problem. It's bowing. So you see how here, there's like a little gap between the trim and the edge? That's how it's supposed to look. But then you come here to the middle and it's almost flush. And then you come here and it's perfect. So this part here in the middle, it's bowing. So I have to take it off and try to unbow it somehow. The bottom's fine. The bottom came out fine. I didn't have to do anything. But I guess I should have checked this ahead of time. Anyways, let me take this off before the glue dries. Okay, the glue was starting to dry. I gotta sand it down and re-glue it again. All right, so I flip this piece of wood because if I re-screw everything where the holes are, it's just gonna do the same thing. I either needed to redo the pocket holes or flip this piece so that the screws, when they go in, they don't land on the same hole that is already there. So I drew a straight line and I'm gonna use this as a guide for the footboard to force it to be straight. But in order to do that, I have to screw this in place so that it doesn't move. But this is the bottom of this trim piece, so none of the holes are gonna be visible and I can just patch them anyways. So look how it's flush over here. And when I try to straighten it, is that straight over there. But as long as I screw everything right against this piece over here, it should be straight. It worked. Now I gotta find the middle point here, and then I'm gonna cut the decorative trim to look like two picture frames, one on each side. 59 1/4, 59 1/4, divided by half. Look at this big chunky footboard. Isn't it pretty? Now I'm gonna add some feet to it. And I bought the feet because, well, they weren't that expensive. I think these are made out of maple, which is nice. It has this little threaded thing here already. I bought a threaded insert so that I can just screw it into the footboards. I just figured it will save me time instead of trying to make it myself to just buy them already made. But I've never done a threaded insert. I'm assuming you drill a hole and just screw in the insert. Let's try. Misty! That's not your toy. That's a big stick. Let me see. Let me see. Up. Oh my goodness, it's big. Where's your toy? Misty, let's go find your toy. Come on, show me where it is. Come on, let's go find your toy. No, leave the stick. Leave the stick. Or not. Let's go find your toy. What's your toy? Okay. Indy and Tequila. Hello, 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 hello. Hi, 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 hi. Hi, 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 hi. Hi, hi, doggies, doggies, doggies. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. So excited, so excited, so excited. Okay, so excited. Oh, Misty. And did she find her toy? She found a ball. Good girl, Misty. You're such a good girl.
Tequila, tequila. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. You're so excited. You're so excited. You're so cute. You're so cute and tiny.
Where's the ball? Where's the ball? It's not over there. It's not over there, Tequila. Where's the ball, Misty? Where's the ball? Hee good girl, Tequila. Good girl. I finished marking this so that I know where the center is. I want to center the feet with the legs. And then I want to do the threaded insert, which is one of these things that I've seen it done a lot on woodworking videos, and it seems like the simplest thing to do. But no, not for me, not for me. No matter what I do, Stinkles is so crooked. Look at this. Oh my goodness. I'm glad I decided to try it instead of doing it straight in there, because I thought, I'm like, should be simple, drill a hole and, I don't know, somehow screw it in. Somewhere online is set to do it with one of these. I forgot the name. We'll just put it somewhere in there, Tony. No, it's going in crooked. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. All right, let's drill another hole. This can't be that hard. Ugh. This has to work, otherwise I am doomed. Oh, jeez. Ouch! Where'd he go? Ugh. How to screw a threaded insert. The internet gave me an idea, so I'm gonna try it. Okay, that's going in. But I believe the problem of it being crooked remains. Okay, I saw a video where you can put this in with a bolt, but now I'm taking it out, but it's coming out with the bolt. Like, yeah, I got it in, but now I can't. Now it's like stuck together. And I read that using a washer might prevent this, but apparently not. This does not work. How do you even do this? I don't understand. Okay, I think that's probably stuck there forever. Okay. Plan B. Why couldn't I do this the first time? I can tell you right now, this is not the best option, and it's definitely a one-time use. Because I tried to take it out. This is my test piece, and it broke. So I have to go to the store, because I didn't think to buy extra. These inserts weren't the best option, but they were all Lowe's had, and I wasn't patient enough to wait for an online order, so I just grabbed more and hoped they wouldn't break. I will say there is hardware that you can buy to mount this feet, but the hardware is really thick. It would have left a gap between the feet and the bottom of the footboard, and that's why I didn't use the hardware that's made for this. Tighten it as much as I can. That should work. Look at them feet. Nice. Very nice. I think this is gonna work. hope so, because otherwise I don't know what to do. Now that the footboard is done, it was time to cut the rails to size. Another reason why projects take me so long, since I don't have IKEA instructions of how to put this together, is I have to figure out where the hardware goes. How high do I need to mount it? Where do I mount the rails? Do the rails look better if they're centered? How much of a gap do I leave under the bed? Even Tony helps me hold it in place. No, get off. No, come on. That's new. I don't need it to have cat hair yet. Come on. No, that's not your bed. I did not make that for you. If you're wondering how I eventually figure things out, it's a combination of staring at it, measuring a lot and still getting it wrong sometimes, Googling my questions, asking ChatGPT, or even finding someone on YouTube with the answers. And if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm adding hardware made for the bed that allows me to take the bed apart and put it back together easily if I ever have to move it.
You're gonna hit the ceiling fan.
Can you come help me then?
Everyone's gonna help you.
Okay.
That one was too long.
Really? Oh.
Don't help!
I just hold that end of it.
Yep.
And we need to go back.
Yep.
So lift. It worked. Woo! I'm good at something. Tight. Okay, that's it. That's good. Buddy. Now that I know that everything fits, I have to take the bed apart again so I can attach a long 1x3 to the inside of the rail. This is where all the slats are going to sit, and I'm using wood glue and screws to attach it. I don't think the wood glue is necessary, but it'll give it some extra strength since this piece is going to carry a lot of the bed's weight. Plus, I think it helps prevent those creaking sounds coming from the wood. The bed needs this long piece of wood in the middle for more support, and I'm adding cleats so that it has somewhere to sit. So I don't know what was I thinking, but the spine is supposed to hold the slats. So it's supposed to go all the way up here, and I put it all the way down here. Like I wasn't thinking. So then I went to put a slat and I'm like, wait, that's a huge gap. I need a break. Do you know how hard it is to see marks on dark wood? I have to get my headlight out and a white pencil so that I can mark it, because I can't see what I'm doing. Both the headlight and the white pencil were ideas I got from you in the comments. I get so many suggestions every time I do something wrong or run into a challenge. So not only I end up learning from each project by doing it, but I end up learning a few things after the project when I get to read all of your comments. So thank you everyone that takes the time to write suggestions in the comments and give me feedback. I was trying to put the rail on and I accidentally knocked this over and the foot came out. So I do not recommend these things. They are crap. They don't stay in place. And that other one is already wobbly. So I gotta figure out something for the feet. But I'm gonna put it back in the meantime because I still need to assemble this. I really thought that buying the feet already made with this was gonna make this project so much easier. Like I thought this was gonna be one of the simplest parts. And that was about all the patience I had in me for the day. So I need 2 legs to support the spine of the bed, and I'm just gonna use 2x4s because I'm out of the other wood and I don't have enough leg to do that. So I just do them out of 2x4s. Last time I built a bed, it was recommended in the comments that I use some sort of fabric to attach the slats together and keep the spacing even. Alright, so now, technically, I should be able to just flip them over.
And here we see this strong, independent woman doing something by herself that she could have easily asked for help for. But alas, she is a strong, independent woman, and it is not in her nature to do so.
I don't know if attaching them all together was something I wanted to do. Because now I have to move them all at the same time. That just seems like a pain. It wasn't actually that bad, but they are really heavy to move all at once. The threaded insert saga continues. So I ordered more threaded inserts online, different ones, and Amazon is so fast that they got here super quickly. So I was fiddling with them and I did a couple tests and I finally got the threaded insert to go in. And they go right in. They even came in with the right tool to put them in. Like it is, these are it. This is what I needed from the beginning. Perfect, right? No. You see this little bolt sticking out of the feet. Well, that's not long enough and it doesn't reach the threaded part of the insert to go in. So I kept fiddling with it until finally I got it to catch and screw it in on the test. But when I went to screw out the feet, the whole bolt slash screw slash whatever this is called came out. It came out completely out of the feet. Like it just, I was like, no, why? Anyways, so I managed to screw it back in and added wooden dowel so that it, it catches back in and doesn't come back out. I use questionable ways to screw this in because I have no idea how to do this. Like I've never seen this. It's like a double-sided screw. Like one side is a screw, the other one's a bolt. So how do you even screw it in without messing up the threads? Anyways, I managed to get it back in and now I just left enough thread out that it finally threads in and it goes in. So I figured it out. So now all I have to do, hopefully, is thread enough of this bolt out, like this one, so that it catches on the threaded insert, and then I gotta switch out the threaded inserts on the footboard. And I hope that works and fixes all of my problems. I will say, if I had used the right threaded inserts from the beginning, I wouldn't have run into any issues. These went in so smoothly. I don't even know what the other ones I got from Lowe's are for or who uses them, but honestly, the ones I got from Amazon made this so much easier. I just gotta do a quick sand, and I also wanna sand the edges so that they're not sharp. I'm staining this the same color as the headboard, which was a combination of 3 coats. First 2 coats was dark walnut and rosewood, and the last coat was just dark walnut. The problem is I have all kinds of different wood going on this footboard. The plywood is maple. The decorative trim, I'm pretty sure is poplar because I can see greenish, like a green tint to it, so I think it's poplar. And then I have pine on the outer edges and the legs. Oh, and I think the feet are made out of maple. So I don't know how this is gonna turn out. It might be fine and all turn out about the same color, or everything might be horribly mismatched. We'll see. When I decided to build a bed, it was because I found the headboard super cheap, but I didn't actually research how much it would cost to build it. After modifying the headboard, I ended up spending almost $200, and since I had to build the frame from scratch, I guess I didn't realize how expensive the wood would be, but I ended up spending almost $500 in materials, making the total of this bed almost $700. Now, if you compare that to this $19,000 bed right here, you could say that this is a really good deal. Who buys this, by the way? Okay, let's be reasonable. If I compare it to the $6,700 bed, then my bed is still a good deal. But in all reality, you can walk into the store and get a decent $900 bed, and that's kind of what this compares to. Obviously not the same, but I would say it's comparable to this price range. And with all the time I spent building it, I don't think it was cost effective. I think next time I would actually thrift the whole bed if I can find one, or I'll just give in and buy a new one, because this was quite a bit of work and I didn't really save money. Second coat, third coat. This water-based clear coat leaves a milky finish, so I'm tinting it to avoid that. But I don't think it makes that much of a difference. But since I did it on the headboard, I'm trying to keep this consistent so that it all matches. I had to cut this in half because it was too heavy to move all the slats. So I just have 2 halves, and that's definitely more manageable. What do you think? I love how it came out. I love the color. It was kind of a pain in the butt to build this, I'm not gonna lie. But I am glad that I have something unique. I learned a few things this project as usual. Anyways, now I gotta build bookshelves for this wall. But I'm actually gonna do an IKEA hack because let's be honest, if I build these bookshelves from scratch, it will take me like 3 weeks just to build them. I'm not very fast. Thank you everyone for watching and joining me in this journey. Thank you patrons and members, and I will see you all on the next video.